Hello and welcome to a quick look. Me, GamerWolfSix, of a game I've seen quite a bit over for visual novels, and being Tennis Ace, a game I guess set in Japan about being in sports and smooching boys. So if it's anything I know about Japanese anime sports things, there's going to be some sort of Dragon Ball Z-esque snake arm hitting it. I don't really watch those things. So, before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the newest version a fortnight earlier, that being 14 days, then you can go to their Patreon, which is $3 a month. So, let me reset my face and start this game. What is your first name? Yuuichi? It will be Dark, the Wolf, or the... what are we? Akita? Next. Wolf. Even though we're not a wolf. Oh, yeah, I guess the cherry blossoms would also be an indication of it being Japan. And also, keep an eye on the audio thing. A cool breeze passes by, softly ruffling my fur. I bask in the mild weather of April, enjoying the feel of sun against my skin. Also, again, before I forget, if you want me to play this game, then put it in the comments, and I will bump it up higher on the list the more people tell me to play this game. Oh, and I think I need to reset my face again. There we go. I can finally hear the sound of wind against the trees below and the chirping birds above. I'm content to just laze around and watch the clouds in the sky. It has always been a good way to kill time when I had nothing better to do. Lately, though, it has developed into a habit. As I lay on the ground, counting the clouds, I feel myself drifting away into sleep. Just keeping my eyelids open seems like an impossible fight at this point. I am tempted to just reach into my bag and grab my gaming console, but the thought of playing while fighting my urge to sleep is too troublesome. I am snapped out of my sleep-induced daze by the sound of the school bell. Is it already this late? Slowly, I hear voices. At first, there are only a few, but they keep increasing, little by little. Students are probably leaving the auditorium now, and are heading towards the classrooms. Others are likely carrying around pamphlets and trying to recruit new students for the clubs. I don't even have to look to know what's happening. It's the same scene every year after all. Just the thought of being pushed around by all those people who keep trying to go into a million different places gives me a headache. I suppose I should head into class myself. When I remember that teacher is going to be in charge of our homeroom this year, I think I'll just stay here and catch some sleep. It seems like the more comfortable approach. As I begin to feel the sweet calling of dreamland, a sudden noise snaps my mind back to reality. Did some students wander off onto the roof? Students are not allowed up on the roof, so no one is supposed to come here. Is that a thing? I mean, in most Japanese animes, that deal with school, people always seem to loiter on the roofs. As for me, I just come here for peace and quiet. It's a great napping spot after all. The sound of approaching steps echoes. I move my ears a bit to be able to hear it better. Is it coming towards me? Crap, have I been caught? I had a feeling you'd be here. My ears twitch to the sound of a familiar voice. My body relaxes almost instantly. Thank God, it's not trouble. New profile entry acquired. I slowly open my eyes, holding a hand up to block the sunlight from assaulting my vision. Standing atop me is a tall guy, my own age, with a kind, wry smile across his face. That's not smiling, he's grumpy. His bright green gaze looks directly at my eyes, nearly as bright as the morning sky above it. He looked like he didn't know whether he wanted to commend or chastise me. So, in the end, he merely stood at that same spot, looking down at me with indecision. Finally he sighed, scratching his chin, and continued to watch me with that smile. You know, morning assembly is already over, right? He sits down next to me with a huff, turning around to look at my face with a smile. I don't know how you managed to keep invading the teachers every single year, but they were totally pissed this time. I think your luck just might have run out. I'm somewhat taken aback by his nonchalant attitude. Shouldn't you be a little more pissed? I really thought he had come over to drag me into some faculty office. He puts both his arms behind his head and lies down on the ground next to me. I can feel the heat radiating from his body. Our arms slightly graze one another. I'm still feeling a little drowsy. Yes, I might sleep for a few more minutes. By the way, my sister was looking for you this morning. Did she talk to you? His voice breaks the pleasant silence from before. I don't really feel like speaking, so I just nod along. His tail shifts around next to him, whipping me in the legs. I turn my head slightly, so he's in my sight. He looks somewhat annoyed by my lack of words. What a pain. She asked me to show her around school. I said she could probably ask you instead. She wasn't amused. Shoichi stands back with a laugh. Holds back a laugh. She also asked me if she looked cute in her new uniform. I told her it was so-so. She was not happy about that. This time, he was unable to hold back and laughed softly, his shoulders moving up and down with a pleasant rhythm. She tried to hit me with her bag. Lucky for me, I'm a fast runner. Shoichi doubles over, clutching his stomach, and continues on his fit of laughter. It's not funny. Your sister is the devil. Sorry. I know, I shouldn't laugh. He takes a few deep breaths, trying to stabilize himself. Little by little, his shoulders stop quivering. Okay, I think I'm okay now. Really? Because you still look like you're about to burst into fits of laughter at any minute now. Sorry, she was such a pain. She actually spent most of the summer sending me photos of her in different clothes, asking me what would look good for our first day of class. All summer? Jeez. At first, I thought she was joking, but when the semester was close to starting and she hadn't stopped, I sent her a message reminding her of the uniform. And she got mad at me because I didn't tell her sooner. Really? A high school student has to be reminded of the existence of school uniform? Talk about a blunder. So do Japanese middle school and elementary school students, or the equivalent, not wear uniforms? I remember wearing a uniform. Not in Japan. It was a different country from the United States, but not Japan. And it'd be kind of neat if we had clothes like this, but definitely not black. I mean, black's my color, but not in the place I used to live. Too hot. Oh, and it looks like she still has a major crush on you. Don't remind me. You know I'm gay, right? I love the butt. When we were kids, Hakota had a serious older brother complex, always showing us around and saying that she wanted to marry her big bro when she grew up. Onisan? In fact, I remember teasing Shoichi about it all the time. Why didn't she fall in love with me? If I let him know how much it annoys me, he'll tease me mercilessly for the rest of the day. Time for a tactical cheat. Change of subject. Is your dad still out of town? That was the first thing that came to mind. Oh god, I suck at this. His eyes say, really? That's the best you can do? But he still lets it slide. Yeah, business trip in Taiwan. He'll stay there for most of the semester. Why don't you stay with your mom in the meantime? I'm sure she'd be thrilled about it. Aikota too. Divorced parents? At that moment, the look on his face is enough to tell me that I said something I shouldn't have. That's an idea, but I don't really feel comfortable there. I feel like an outsider. The house has stopped being my home a long time ago. Plus, someone has to watch our house, so it's better if I stay there. It's not all that bad, though. At least I can enjoy not having someone breathing down my neck about chores that need to be done. Also, I can read Ichi without needing to worry somebody coming in. And yet, I'm sure you'll do it all regardless. Come to think of it, I don't really remember much of his current house. I didn't really visit much since his parents got divorced. Also, let me check your face again. Legit. Maybe I should go there sometime to keep him company? Yes. I know he still has a hard time dealing with a divorce, even if he likes to pretend that everything's fine. Maybe I could come over? I'll even bring one of my gaming consoles. Oh, that actually sounds like a great idea. Bring the Mega Neptune then. It has the best fighting games. Fighting games? Again? Are those the only ones you can play? No, but they're the only ones I can actually beat you in. How can he say something so sad with a smile on his face? Fair enough. I'll see if I can get some free time this week. I can go over and spend the night. We could pull a gaming all-nighter. Deal. Well, except for the parts about the all-nighter, I don't think it'd be a good idea to lose sleep. Boo, such a goody two-shoes. It feels so natural to see him smiling all the time. It's weird to think that he isn't always like this. Whenever he's dealing with a few people that aren't part of his group of friends, he's always has such a serious look on his face. Honestly, it feels like two completely different people. He starts leaning back to lie on the floor as well, but just as his back is about to touch the floor, he shoots up. Shoot! I almost forgot! Saya-chan asked me to bring you over after she's done instructing the new club members. Gah, I was hoping she wouldn't have gone that far. Nah, she's mistaken. I've taken a day off since there isn't anything important we need to do today. Is that so? Shouldn't the vice captain be there to be introduced to the new members? Shoichi shoots me a suspicious look that I'm afraid he won't buy it. I guess I'll just give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. Lucky. He merely shrugs it off. I just managed to make up a convincing lie on the spot. Good going, me. The tennis club has things so easy. We had to jump through all sorts of hoops to get permission to use the courts during a break. Meanwhile, you guys had free access to them every day. That's so unfair. If you want better treatment, maybe you guys should start winning more. So are we in like opposing tennis teams? You'd think there'd just be one tennis team, yeah? Unless like multiple schools use one tennis court. Sorry. I hadn't planned on getting up and blotting and bolting long before I had finished my sentence, but I seemed to have overlooked one fatal flaw in my plan. My body is still feeling sluggish from sleep, taking too long to move. In that time, Shoichi. Unable to get up in time, I'm grabbed in a chokehold by Shoichi, who immediately starts grinding his fist in at my head. Ho ho! Was it my imagination? I could have sworn I heard a little brat trash-talking my precious volleyball team. It couldn't have been you, right? Well, this might seem like a bad situation for the average person. I'm already so used to this kind of treatment that it doesn't even faze me. In fact, Even Shoichi was a little annoyed by my comment. This is nothing more than rough play form. Ooh ooh. If he really wanted to hurt me, I'd have no chance. That guy is freakishly strong. While he definitely has his arm wrapped around my neck, the noose is loose enough that I can get out whenever I want. Still, I decide to humor him and play the part. Gah! Shoichi-chan, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Let go. Shoichi's body rumbles as he makes a choking noise. Unable to hold it in, Shoichi begins to laugh at me, still in his grip. With me still in his grip. Feeling his body vibrating like that is strange, a bit familiar sensation. Ooh? But even though he can barely restrain his laughter, he continues to play his part. If you think forgiveness is going to come that easy, then you're sorely mistaken. It would take at least 100 years to achieve penance. Wait, Shoichi, you're tricking me, tickling me, and what's with that number? Be more realistic. Playing around like this is so nostalgic. It makes me miss the days of our childhood together. Well, not that those days ever really left. After all, we are rolling around on the rooftop in plain daylight. Shoichi gently pushes me away from him, giving me a tap on the shoulder. Away with you, now heathen. I am done with your punishment. Heathen? When did this become an inquisition? I don't know. I just wanted to say a line like that. He's acting so silly now that I can't help but laugh. Whenever we are together, he ends up fooling around like we are little kids. It's why we stopped studying together. We could never get things done. This is our last year, you know? You should try enjoying a high school life a little more. Whoa, the change of subject came so fast that I can feel some whiplash. I'm enjoying it. And also, what's with the sudden change of subject? No, you're not. You barely speak to anyone in school other than Saya, Ushihara, and me. And that came from me being worried about you. You should be happy. Alright, Mom. And for your information, I have plenty of friends. Casual acquaintances aren't the same thing as friends. Ouch! Damn it, man. I go for the jugular. And I know that all of your classmates fall into that category. That's not true. You just overstating the requirements of friendship. Is that so? I shrug. Nothing I can say will change his mind, so I won't really bother to. By the way, what time is it now? I can't hear the students downstairs anymore. Huh, that's true. It's gotten pretty quiet. I can't either. Wait, why are you asking me that? Just check your phone. I left it in my bag. You're so unprepared. I pull out my phone out of my pocket and look at the time. Whoa, it's already past 11 a.m. 11:35? Shoichi almost shoots up. Shit, I'm late. I'm supposed to be helping with the new team members. Sorry, I held you up here for so long. Shoichi gets up quickly, dusts his clothes off. Is there any dirt on my back? No, it's fine. They clean the rooftop every day, you know? It doesn't change the fact they were lying around on the floor. If that was going to be such a problem, then why did you do it in the first place? It didn't feel like a problem at the time. I'll chalk it up to a lack of foresight. Now come on, I'm sure you have better things to do than fall asleep on a school rooftop, even if you end up skipping practice. Here, let me get you up. I have a CG for that too. Shoichi leans down towards me, offering me a hand. Seeing the blue sky shining brightly behind him and the gentle breeze ruffling his fur, for some reason, I can feel myself blushing. Without really knowing why, I sighed to look away and attempt to hide, like a kid who got caught doing something bad. I don't need help. I'm not a baby. I'm not saying you are, but what's wrong with me trying to help you do help me try and do something nice for a friend? I just want to help you. Damn smooth talker. Despite my protests, I still grab hold of his hand, being pulled up to my feet, as if I'm weighed nothing. Actually, Shoichi overdoes it entirely, yanking me off the ground like some kind of ragdoll and sending me crashing into him. Ooh, my face lands squarely on his shoulder. It never ceases to amaze me how deceptively strong he is. I mean, he already looks strong, but he's still much stronger than he looks. If that makes any sense. Ow, jeez, you're way too strong. Trying to rein it in a little. You're gonna end up throwing me off the building. Sorry. You have so much fluff on you that you look much stockier than you actually are. What's that supposed to mean? It's a compliment. I'm saying you're lighter than you look. I mean, if you gave yourself a little shave, you definitely look like a twink. I mean, just as I was pulling away from him, a practically strong gust of wind blows against us, rustling my fur violently. Wah! It's so windy up here. How do you manage to stay here for so long? It's not actually this windy up here, you know. Plus, you're making for pretty good windshield right now with how big you are. Although, I just gotta decide against mentioning that part. My pocket starts vibrating with force. I already have an idea who might be calling, so I choose to ignore it. Shoichi, though, has completely stopped. His eyes are glued to my pants pocket. Damn, I could have made a joke there. Aren't you gonna answer that? Nope. This is bad taste to ignore a call, you know. Spare me the lecture. I have a pretty good idea of who it is, and this will be a conversation I'd rather avoid. Shoichi gives me a bemused and one fast movement shoves a hand down my pocket. Ooh, pickpocketing my phone. Hey, give that back! Hello, could this be Dark Secret Girlfriend? Saya-chan? Oh ho, there's the development I didn't want to see coming. Here's the development I didn't want to see coming. I do enjoy when people that do visual novels do that thing where they change the, body and face, like, more than twice between these things, because it makes it more realistic. Because there's, like, still like this, there's the little thing where, like, you see them bouncing up and down, but then there's kind of, like, still like this, where they do that thing where it's like, you see them transition 1, 2, 3. There's a bunch of things right there. Makes it realistic. Though then there's also, what is that one game called? I did a quick look of it, like, ages ago, and doing a Let's Play of it soonish. Soon, being, like, maybe a couple months in the future. I've already recorded some, Sugar Lane, where actually different parts of them move. That's pretty neat. But anyways, reset my face again. And continue. ... The changes to his expression are already enough to tell me that I'm busted. And screwed. I attempt to stealthily walk away from the situation. You have a match? You told me you were taking the day off. Crap. I am, without consent. Shoichi starts rubbing his forehead. Yeah, Saya-chan, sure, I'll bring him. No. Like, if it's skipping out on, like, I don't know, maybe a bit of training or something like that, that's kind of a dickish move. But skip it out on a match, come on, man. Shoichi hangs up the phone and looks at me with a grumpy expression. I don't appreciate being lied to. I don't have to narrate my every waking moment to you, do I? Well, no. We have to go practice. Oh wait, so it is just practice. Why? It's your responsibility. Again, why? Because you're the vice captain, for crying out loud, and it's not for a debate. Shoichi grabs me by the shirt collar and starts dragging me. What? I'll go. You don't have to drag me, Shoichi. Shoichi! Saya-chan, we're here. Oh, she's pissed. I can't tell. They do look a little flat. I guess Saya's a lady, stomps her way over to us, nearly knocking down some students that were lucky enough to be in her path. If this were some kind of manga, I'm 100% sure she'd have smoke coming out of her ears. You asshole! Yeah. I'm grabbed by the collar of my shirt and dragged to the courts. What's with people always grabbing me by the shirts? I have arms. Grab those. They don't cost money, and there's no risk of ripping them. There's no way you're running away again. Wait, Saya-chan? I promise I'm not gonna try to escape. Please stop pulling my shirt. New profile entry acquired. Saya Mizuchi. Mozoguchi? Mizoguchi. I can read. One of my dear childhood friends is the current captain of her school's tennis club. Unfortunately for me, she's incredibly brash and hot-headed. Even though she looks so innocent and tries to be cute, she's a monster whenever she gets angry. And considering how easy she is to anger, one could say that she lives in a state of constant rage. Standing at 176 centimeters. How tall am I? She's also one of the tallest girls in school, which I find slightly unsettling. Okay, sorry, I have to look. Oh, I'd have to actually do a bunch of conversions and flip that. Also, is this 18 plus? It doesn't say. Okay. I'm just quickly browsing it. I might be able to see it later. Wazuchi Senpai, I'd like to remind you that our new members are watching this little display here. Saya turns around to look at the source of that voice, her nostrils flared and her brows furrowed. Not to mention that huge vein that's pulsating on her forehead, somehow through a foe. The one addressing her is Keisuke Ushihara, one of our juniors. Despite his age, he's by far the most responsible member of the team and is constantly counseling Saya and I. Sometimes, it feels like he's the one pulling the strings here, instead of us seniors. Not 30 seconds after popping up to speak his mind, Kei-kun has already left to busy himself with something else. Somehow, it seems that his interference, however brief, was enough to bring her back to her senses. Saya clears her throat and straightens her clothes, turning around to look at Shoichi. She still maintains a death grip on my shirt collar, though. Right. Anyway, thanks for your help, So-chan. Don't mention it. Call me anytime this unruly child gives you any more problems. He seems to be enjoying himself, far more than he should. Bastard, I'll get him back for this. Gym number 3, the one that houses the tennis courts, is actually separated in half by a giant locker room. On one side, we have tennis courts. On the other, we have the volleyball courts. So, in the end, it was incredibly convenient for him, as he was already bound to come this way anyway. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some capitnessy duties to fulfill. Whatever. He waves us goodbye, heading towards locker rooms, supposedly for his own practice. Meanwhile, I can feel Saya leering at my back. A creeping sense of dread begins to settle. Well, Saya-chan, I guess I'll just freeze. Her voice is so filled with authority that I am cut down before I even have a chance to speak. Before long, I am completely tossed away the foolish notion that I ever had a chance to escape. Why are you being so troublesome? You know about our club's tradition. We had to delay practice because of you. I look away from her, trying to ignore the slight pang of guilt I feel in my chest. She's, of course, talking about her club's special yearly match, featuring a junior and a senior player elected by members of those years to represent them in the special one-set match. No one really knows why they intentionally made it, but nowadays it's accepted as a way to show off our best players to those that are just joined the club. This is why this match takes place at the first day of classes. Do I really have to? I already took part in it last year. Isn't there some kind of attendance limit to allow more than one to participate? Even as I'm trying to find a way out of it, I already know the best I can do is buy some time. It's true that I was chosen to represent the juniors last year, defeating the senior representative by 6-3, the first time in over 10 years that the juniors had won. I was pretty happy about it last year too. Look, normally I'd give you a pass, but all of these seniors voted for you this year. It'd be unfair for them if I pick someone else. Usually we host the match per gender category, so we'd have the girls and the boys playing in separate categories. But still, guys are still allowed to vote, and who they want to see represent the girls, and vice versa. It's a pretty neat system. Come on, it can't have been literally everyone. I know for a fact that I didn't even vote for myself. Don't try to be cute. You didn't even vote at all. You were absent that day. Rats. And yes, you got every single one of the votes. 100%. This isn't even that big of a... Is it even that big of a surprise? You're one of the most well-known players in Japan. Of course, our guys would want to watch you play. Doesn't help that you've been slacking off in practice the past year. I attempted to act frustrated by sighing as loudly as I could. Granted, that's me sighing, or more of yawning, because visual novels make me yawn for some reason. Maybe it's because the constant in and out of air. The hope was that she'd see it and decide to take pity on me. It isn't very effective. Should I take that sigh as a sign that you've resigned yourself to your fate? Yes? Great. Then it's showtime. Saya grabs me by the wrist and starts dragging me to one of the courts, as I'm about to truly surrender to my inescapable fate. I feel a hard hand touching my shoulder. As I turn around, I'm greeted to the sight of Kai-kun's face. Hey, how about we take a little breather here, okay? Mizoguchi-senpai, Wolf-senpai, hasn't even changed out of his uniform yet. How is he supposed to play like this? He can't he at least give him some time to get changed? Keisuke, you're the best. Saya stares at him. The bulging vein in her forehead makes another appearance as her brows twitch with frustration. Just when it seems that she might not bulge. Ooh. Fine, but be quick about it. I don't want to have to delay this any longer than I have to. Thank you. I'll be right back. What is that little, dark thing around here for, anyways? Is that just for looks? I flash Kai-kun the thumbs up as a thank you. Now, I just have to plot my... And don't think about trying to run away. Otherwise, I'll hunt you down, and I'll make your fur coat out of your skin. On second thought. I dash towards the mail locker room, trying to get this done as fast as I can. Every second I take makes Saya even more mad, and I can't risk that. Just then. Ooh. I see Shoichi standing right next to his locker, his eyes just as glued on me as mine are on him. It didn't say 18 plus. The main protagonist is 18. I don't see anything that says 18 plus. Though this might not necessarily be 18 plus. It's just some eye candy right here. Ooh. For just a second, what's happening doesn't really click for any of us. After all, it's not every day that someone runs into a locker room and nearly crashes into the lockers. Shoichi's hands are still frozen on the waistband of his underwear? Whatever it is that he's wearing, his hands are still clenching at it, as if he had just pulled it up a mere fraction of a second before I walked in. And the entire backside of it is completely bare, especially with him standing frozen like that, giving me the perfect view of his... Sorry. I turn around as fast as possible, trying to erase the image of my half-naked childhood friend from my mind. You didn't mentally take a picture? Being so self-conscious around half-naked people, I'm a failure as a Japanese person. Is this really necessary? I'm not packing anything you haven't seen tons of times before. Shut up. I'm not usually this much of a nervous wreck around naked people, but having no time to prepare myself mentally has made me completely shocked to this sudden exposure. And it had to be Shoichi, of all people. I can hear him softly chuckling behind me, probably having a lot of fun at my breakdown. I mean, seeing someone in their underwear inside of a locker room is no big deal. And it is true that I've seen him wearing less before. No comment on that one. No, you must comment. Damn you, I need deets. But, I was a kid back then. I didn't really understand how embarrassing nudity is. Don't worry, when you become older, nudity won't bother you. And when I mean older, I mean like those old grandpas that would be completely naked and then pull out a newspaper and stretch their balls apart. And you're like, okay, you're just kind of weird old guy in a locker room showing your genitals to everybody. Anyways, in the end, I can't decide if I should make conversation, move towards the locker, or start undressing myself. I just stand frozen with my back turned away from him. Your eyes aren't gonna fall off if you look at me, you know. Have you gotten dressed yet? Nope. I'm not going to until you turn around and look at me. Turn around. What? Why would you do that? Because you're freaked out, and it's hilarious. Ugh. I'm gonna kill him. There. I'm looking. I can see more of you than I'd like to. Oh god. You stupid sexy... Oh god, did you have to be wearing a jockstrap? I can see your ass. Oh, this? It's pretty snazzy, doesn't it? Looks pretty snazzy. It looks like something you'd buy at a sex shop. Since when have you worn this kind of skimpy underwear? I'll have you know that I bought this at an athletic gear store, and it's actually pretty uncomfortable. It's great to practice in. One of my teammates recommended it to me a few weeks back, and I gave it a try. Doesn't look great in it. Whatever you want to believe. You know, for someone that's complaining so much about me being half naked, you sure seem to be interested in my crotch. Your eyes haven't left the area since you turned around. Shut up. I'm looking at the only area of your body that's still clothed. Sure you are. Keep telling yourself that. Shoichi turns back to his locker room. To his locker room? Okay. Picking up the change of clothes. There, I'm dressed. You can stop freaking out now. Thank you. God, my cheeks are so hot right now. Ooh, ooh. Good thing your house has a bath. I think you'd have a meltdown if you had to shower at school. I don't doubt that. I place my tennis bag on the bench and pull out my practice clothes. For a second, I move to undress myself. I see Shoichi in the corner of my eye and freeze. He looks at me in confusion for a few seconds. Then realization dawns on him and he sighs. You want me to turn my back, don't you? I just nod. Shoichi sighs again and turns away from me. How do you even deal with this when you're staying at a hotel for a tournament? I don't use a hotel bath. I look for a bathhouse with private rooms. That's kind of sad. Beats getting naked in front of a bunch of strangers. Alright? You can turn around now. So wait, do Japanese hotels have just public baths, not a personal bath? I don't know. I'd have to suspect in high school it would be like 4 people to a room too. Shoichi turns over again, and I'm adjusting my shirt. Good thing Kai-kun swooped in to help me. If I had left it up to Saya, she'd have forced me to play in my plain school clothes. His expression turned sour when I mentioned Keisuke. Hooray for that. Still mad over last time? That was my ball, and he knew it. For some reason, that completely eludes me. For these two are always finding some stupid reason to fight over. And they're gonna be fighting over me next. Anyways, I swear, it's like placing a burning candle next to gasoline. The slightest thing makes it catch fire. And for the last time, let it go. It's been almost 2 weeks already. Shoichi pouts. God, he's too childish when it comes to Kai-kun. I'll let go when he apologizes. We both know that's never gonna happen. Just drop it. Why do I have to be the one to accept defeat? Because when neither of you is winning, you're both just making me miserable. Fine. I'll talk with him. You don't have to be rude. Well, anyway, I have to get to practice. Talk to you later? Sure. See ya. I check my bag to make sure I have everything in order. Once I'm sure that nothing's missing, I grab my racket and head outside. Checking time. Okay. And gonna readjust my face again because I'm always doing that. I start looking for Saya. I catch Kai-kun stretching out at court. Alone at court. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. So wait, you wear a buttoned-up shirt for tennis? Pain suddenly shoots from my skin, making me jump forward, yelping, "Son of a!" I reflexively reach down to my foot, rubbing down the spot that just got brutally assaulted by this monster woman. Saya merely leers down at me with an annoyed look on her face. What took you so long? Did you get lost inside the locker room? Sheesh. I ran to Shoichi while I was changing. Also, ow! At least she's no longer breathing fire down from her mouth. She seems to have mostly calmed down. She's only just annoyed. By the way, I'm sorry I didn't tell you this before, but Kai is the one you'll be playing against. You were kind of a flight risk at the time. Just like you, he's got all the votes this year. This is the first time our club has ever gotten 2 players with 100% of the votes. I'm already excited for this. She looks like she might start hopping in place from excess glee. I've only played against him once, and that was a while ago, but I still can't see myself losing to him. Sorry if that sounds cocky. Is he gonna lose to him? To be honest, I also think you'll win, but then again, this is tennis. Never put it past your opponent to win by an upset. You should be happy. This will be a great chance for you to practice. You'll probably play against him during the preferentials anyway. I don't know. Yeah, great. Practice I didn't even want to get. Such an amazing opportunity indeed. I grumble unhappily in place, still thinking of the throbbing pain in my skin. God damn it, even if she was just playing around, she can't play too hard. She shakes her head sideways, making an exaggerated shrug. I find your lack of enthusiasm disturbing. Really? You're quoting Galaxy Woes in regular conversation now? It was like Star Wars? I know she's a film nerd, but there's a limit to everything. Hey, if it fits the situation, then why shouldn't I? With a big smile on her face, Saya shrugs one last time before walking away towards the umpire chair, leaving me to watch in dismay as Kai-kun finishes preparations. Wait, the umpire chair? She's the one that'll be overseeing the match today? Oh, this is just great. Is her coach absent today again? I swear, that man takes every opportunity he has to slack off. And on the first day of class? Really? Deciding to think nothing more of it, I proceed to do most of the basic warm-ups, making sure to finish it in less than 5 minutes. It's not my usual warm-up routine, but then again, I don't even care about this match in the first place. I wish I was home. As I make my way to court, I can hear some of the clubmates whispering here and there, most of them sounding really excited for some reason. I guess Saya wasn't kidding when she said that people had been looking forward to this match. Damn it. Why do I have such a stupid grin on my face? I'm letting the excited mood permeating the gym affect me. I hate being happy. I see Kai-kun is waiting for me, having already finished his warm-up routine. Even though he was running around and doing stretches up until now, his clothes still look to be pristine condition. As he sees me come over, he flashes a smile. How are you feeling right now? You seemed a little out of it earlier. Did Mizoguchi-senpai give you too much trouble? Checking the audio. Okay, for some reason these things seem loud, but I guess they aren't really. Even though he was referring to us by our last names while the other club members were around, now that we're out of earshot of most people, he's back to calling us by our first names. Which is great, because I hate excessive deference people treat me with. Just because I happen to be a bit older. Age is just a number after all. Sorry, I was just still half asleep earlier today. Saya gave me one hell of a kick in the shin. Though, so it's jolted me awake. He seems almost amused by hearing it. He's been exposed to Saya for too long. He's not even batted an eye to random acts of violence. This one has already been corrupted by us. As long as you're not limping, it should be fine. I'd be wary of angering her again, though. I'll say, feels like I had a few years knocked out of my life expectancy. Saya is one scary girl when she's angry. He laughs at her at my remark, his normally deep voice carrying softly through the air. He's pretty subdued most of the time, but I guess there's a certain air of refinement to him. Like, almost as if he wasn't just some average high school student. No, censored plane only once said, stamina won't be much of a problem. How about we go at each other, guns blazing from the start? Sounds good to me. How do we decide who gets first serve? Should we just flip a coin? If it's okay with you, I'd like for you to take the first serve. I know it's usually your preference, and I'd like to give it a try. Sure, I guess. I mean, if you're really okay with it. I am. I think it'd be a great opportunity for me to try out a new strategy I've come up with. Now, if you don't mind, I'll stay at this side of the court. Shall we get started? I nod, wishing him good luck, and heading over to my side of the court. What's up with him willingly giving me the first serve? He's totally underestimating me, isn't he? I'll go over to my starting position, and one of the freshmen hands me 2 balls. And then a tennis ball as well. I guess Saya roped them into being our ball boys for the match, huh? I take a few deep breaths to steady myself. Once I walk to the court, I shouldn't focus on anything but my opponents. It doesn't matter if it's a tournament match or an exhibition match. It's all still tennis in the end. Sorry, sometimes my throat gets all gunky when I read visual novels. Along with yawning. It does be like that sometimes. Anyways, and I refuse to give anything less than my all when it comes to tennis. I throw the ball into the air, moving my body as quickly as I can with a whip-like motion to hit the ball at peak of the toss. It goes past the net and hits close to the line. Powerful, flat serve that goes wide. A ball bounces quickly and swiftly, sliding past Kaikun's reach. Or at least it should have. With a swift motion, he dashes to the ball and returns it, though not perfectly. The ball doesn't go very deep, and doesn't have much power behind it. If it's like this, I can handle it easily. I reach the ball and counter it, putting as much force as I possibly can without sending it flying out of the court. The ball goes to the opposite side of the court, as Kaikun is standing in right now, hitting the ground and bouncing away before he even starts running again. 15-0. Kaikun looks down at the skid mark left on the floor by the ball, whistling in admiration. Seeing the surprise definitely makes me smile a little. The freshmen all start talking loudly and excitedly after seeing the last rally. Shut up. That's anime eyes right there. Saya easily solves the problem by using her usual sunny disposition. The only problem is she almost gave me a heart attack. Looking over at Kaikun, I notice him standing completely frozen, eyes wide as he stares at Saya. She quickly notices his gaze and laughs nervously. Please continue. Well, at least she recognizes regains her composure quite fast. We both walk back to our positions, Kaikun taking just a bit longer to compose himself again. Sorry. Reading does make me yawn, and I need more energy, maybe a cup of coffee. After knowing us for a full year, I'm surprised he's not used to Saya's personality yet. Taking a moment to bask in this atmosphere. I take a moment to bask in this atmosphere. Hit my face. Even if I hesitated to be here right now, I have to admit that being on the court is the best feeling ever. Once more, I shoot a flat shot, aiming for the lines. Kaikun dashes to the ball. Although he reaches it, he returns the ball into the net. 30-0. Kaikun stares at me with a troubled look in his face. I guess he just isn't used to a fully fast serve. There aren't many players with a lot of raw power behind him, too. There aren't many players with a lot of raw power around for him to practice against. Okay, so it's no surprise they're still not used to playing against me. Guess that's one benefit of me not playing against him often. I repeat the same strategy once more. A flat ball with lots of power is what I exceed at. Although he gets the ball with relative ease, he misjudges the timing. His return ends up going too long and flies out the court by quite a bit. Out. 40-0. I can't keep myself from grinning like an idiot. I just might be a little bit of a sadist because crushing an opponent always feels so satisfying. I never get sick of it. Kaikun probably thought he could come up with some strategy to break my serve and asked me to serve first so he could attack and mess with my head. He probably thought that by breaking my serve, he'd also break my concentration. Instead, it seems the spell has been turned against its user. Game Wolf. Game count 3-0. Wolf leads. A small crowd that has gathered around our court starts to cheer loudly once more. Oh, would I want to cut it here? I mean, that's a scene change right there, and we only got like about 6 minutes. I guess we will cut it there. We'll have to see how this plays out later, because, I am kind of enjoying this, because, let's see, when it comes to the visual novels I've done quick looks of so far, there's there's Sugar Lane, but I am going to do that. Arches, I am going to do that, but that's planned for later, but with the ones I haven't picked slots yet for, it's, let's see, Temptation's Ballad, which, Yeah, I guess that's on hold for a bit. But that's like medieval. Then you got Soul Creek, which is, post-apocalyptia. Then there's Far Beyond Our World, which is isekai. So it's like, okay, so it's two isekais and medieval. Wasn't there a fourth one that I did? I remember there being a fourth one. Give me one hot second. Quick looks, visual novels. Oh, Chord Progressions. I didn't think that. Yeah, that one isn't an isekai or a medieval one. Yeah, I feel like doing that one too, maybe soonish. Spread out's the um what would I call them? Genres, Because if it's all medieval isekais, then that's a little much. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like I put this one higher on this. It is kind of hard doing these things sometimes because it's like this one's good high on this, this one's good high on this, this one's good high on the list. And it's like bugger. Though I don't think. Do we have anything for Soul Creek? I mean, not Soul Creek. Tennis Ace. Maybe I'll do a video where I put all of the videos up, or put all the ones that I'm considering of doing, and then have people do the things, Where is it? Oh, there's Tennis Ace. Yeah, I don't have any numbers there, but I think somebody asked. Maybe I'll look at some point and look at suggestions. I don't even have any things for suggestions. Bugger. Well, anyways, as we're wrapping this up, it's going to be the end of this quick look. I want to do more of it, Boop. Profile. Emma Wolf. Or actually, an Akita? Is that where we are? Blood type O. I wonder if this game is made by Japanese people. Or if they just do that thing where it's like, blood type is definitely a big thing about people in video games, When did that become a thing? You hate me? Damn, it do be like that sometimes. Because when blood types become a thing? Not sure. But, yeah. Woo woo. I see a woo. But, yeah. It does seem like there's quite a bit. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I diverged. If you want to play this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game, and or get the newest version earlier, which is about 14 days ahead of time, then you can go to their Patreon, where it's $3 a month. They have a DeviantArt? Jeez, I haven't had one of those things in like a donkey's age. Oof. So, yeah. Comment, guys, comment, what you like, dislike, tips, otherwise. If you like YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow. And please remember spending your ammo so I can control the pit population. And until next time, another quick look. Me, GamerWolfSix, is some other game. Again, if you want me to do this game sooner, then tell me, and I'll put it higher up on the list. Oh, yeah, thanks, and see ya.